Hello, dear viewer, and welcome to our little chat about Assassin's Creed Rogue. My name is Colm, and with me is the delectable Adam Cook. Adam, how are you?
I'm grand, thank you very much. I'm feeling much better, Tar.
Okay, fantastic. I'm delighted. You were a little bit ill. But nobody cares. They care about Assassin's Creed Rogue, Adam. Big gosh
Do
and
they?
big gara. Top of the morning to you. Tell me all about Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Well, I mean, what do you want to know, I suppose?
So I suppose, first of all, yes, many people
voices.
are aware, I am Irish.
Are you? You kept that well hidden.
And
Like the road characters.
Shay Patrick Cormac is also Irish, I believe.
Yeah,
now,
he is.
do tell, what's the story with Shay?
So look, you can go to God is a Geek and you can read mixed thoughts, because we've both played through this preview build, which is a couple of sequences. I think sequence 3 and 5, I think, from the main game. So it's still early in the story and middling in the story. Mick and I were chatting about this game, and he said to me, like, he was convinced that the voice acting is placeholder, but he would not have it. I'm like, Mick, the game's out next month. This is not placeholder audio. Like, this is just sliced from the game. The game must be nearly done. He's like, yeah, but the Assassin's Creed games have always got great voice acting. Now, they're not bad, though, is it? I don't think it's bad, the voice acting.
No,
this is. I'm sorry. I have positive things to say about Rogue. I have a lot of positive things to say about Rogue, but the voice acting is appalling. Like,
is it just the accents, or is it like okay?
No, it's the accents.
Is the writing good? Or I suppose is it hard to tell? You haven't played a ton of it. I suppose.
It's not. If it were like sequence 3, 4, and 5, and you got like a real good chunk there. But I mean, even at this point, it's 3 and 5. I mean, sequence 3 starts basically something's happened. I don't know what's happened up to this point, but Shay, or his name is Shay, is injured badly, and he does this really gamey thing of, like, he's clearly injured, he's bandaged, he's limping, and the Irish couple he's staying with, they're called the Finnegans. Yep, that was my reaction too. And they're basically all being terrorised by these horrible people. And the thugs come in and they're sort of pushing the Finnegans around, and suddenly Shay is fit again and beats the crap out of them. That's very gamey. But the accents, it's like, I speak to an Irish person most days in you, and
yes,
and I appreciate that, like my accent, there are variations of accent. Like, you are from a certain part of Ireland, and that's why you have that particular Irish accent. Someone who is from Northern Ireland, not going to sound like you. Do you know what I mean?
No.
They're going to sound Irish, but it doesn't even sound like they've bothered getting Irish people in.
Yeah.
Like they don't. It's and the thing is as well is that one thing I should say is Black Flag. I loved. I know you're not that hot on it, but I loved Black Flag, and I know Mick.
I thought it was good. It was good. Yeah, I know you and Mick loved it. Yeah.
I absolutely thrashed that game. I played so much of that game. I think I played it on 360 all the way, PS4 most of the way. This game is Black Flag 2 in all but name. Like, it is so much Black Flag, but with different characters, with not, the characters. Well, no, in fact, some of the characters of Black Flag do appear, like, directly. I mean, do you remember? Hang on, I'm just going to check that I'm not spoiling anything. But do you remember Kenway's? You can hear me actually moving the paper around. Like, do not. Yeah. So, do you remember? Do you remember Adewale?
I do.
Right, he's in this game. So, like, straight up characters from Black Flag are in this game.
Is this before or after Black Flag? Is the events of Black Flag?
I think. Yeah, they're after. I think. Yeah. They're after. It's weird. I mean, it feels like the reason this is on not next gen is because it's just they grabbed the Black Flag engine, changed stuff around, obviously the voice acting story, and it's not the same game, but it feels the same.
Like, I mean, it has a lot of the elements of Black Flag, like all the ship stuff and stuff that isn't in Unity.
But in the same way that Assassin's Creed 2 was good, but then was it Revelations that was fantastic because
Brotherhood Revelations was shit.
That's right. Brotherhood was fantastic because they pretty much took two, but added to it in enough of a way that made it brilliant. I get the feeling this is what they're going for with Rogue, because in Rogue you're a Templar.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, no,
I think that's a really cool idea.
And that adds a whole other element, because the assassins, for all these games where you've been an assassin and been creeping around the roofs and jumping on people suddenly and slicing them up, that happens to you. Like, I was walking around town, I was anonymous, like no one was searching for me. All of a sudden, this assassin just jumped from a rooftop and stabbed me, and I was having a fight with them, and then they tried to scarp her because they're what's this? That's really cool, and it was kind of like a moment like, oh, is that what I've been doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, this is what I've been doing, just randomly killing people who are wandering about. I mean, they know I'm a bad guy to them, like I knew they were a bad guy to me when I was, I don't know, Ezio or anyone. But
yeah,
it's a bit weird. I mean, they've added stuff like you've got your blow dart now can fire. It's like a noisemaker, so you can fire this noisemaker and distract people that way. Whereas before it was like sleep darts and berserk darts, which are all there as well and present and correct. You get a grenade launcher, which can fire.
Good for a stealth game.
Yeah, well, it can fire like smoke bombs. It's quite fun, and there's lots of little mechanics that I don't remember from AC4. Like, you can unlock things, and it's like you have to go up and hold down the button that you would use to normally just like loot someone, and it unlocks the door for you so you can get in there quietly. But it takes ages, The naval stuff they've added bits and bobs to, nothing major, but it's so similar to AC4. Like, one of the missions in Sequence 3, you have to get on your boat and you go to a fort, you damage the fort from the outside, then you go into the fort once you've damaged it enough and you take down the commander,
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what happens in AC4.
Like, are you positive on this? Or like,
Yeah.
Do you want more Black Flag?
I think I'm not the ideal person to answer that question, because we got the original review build of Black Flag on debug consoles and I played that to completion. Then we got retail copies and I played that, I think, to completion. And then I got the PS4 version and I played that about halfway through. So that
you personally are you kind of Black Flagged out?
Yeah, I'm not. That's not normal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A person who just bought and enjoyed it is probably going to enjoy this. It's got some good bits. I mean, like the end of Sequence 3. I nearly forgot. I should mention Gist or Gist. I've forgotten how you pronounce it now. Jesus Christ! He becomes your Adewale. Your first mate.
Oh, right.
His voice is not Irish, but it's just as bad. Sorry, I don't mean to keep you on about the voices, but it's really, really jarring.
Where's he from?
He's British.
Okay.
Is he? Don't know what part.
Tally ho?
No,
like, is he just?
I don't know. He almost sounds a bit camp, but it's really weird. I can't place the accent.
Is it Alan Carr?
Not that camp, no.
That would be brilliant.
No. But at the end of Sequence 3, I was going to say, you when you get the grenade launcher off of Benjamin Franklin, I just said that statement and it's made me laugh.
Okay.
It seems fine in the game, but it sounds silly when you say it out loud. There's this bit of there's a story beat, and essentially because you're now a bad guy, but Benjamin Franklin still doesn't know that. He still thinks you're a good guy, and so your mission is like go and get her, and he walks away and is like, oh Jesus Christ, don't let it be the ex, whatever her name is, and it's some woman's name I've forgotten again. And it's like, oh, so who's that? What's the history there? Is it like is it sister? Is it his ex-girlfriend? Is it just someone he knows? And then when you get the grenade launcher, Benjamin Franklin's like, make sure if you see her, say hello to her. And then as he walks away, he sort of goes, what have you got yourselves into? Why are you hanging around with these people? And it's like, yeah, all right, the accent shit, not as bad as mine. Actually, I think my impression there was better. But there's that moment where it's like, hang on, there does seem to be more, because the Shay seems a complete arse. Like, he reminds me of Assassin's Creed 3, like just a complete, I don't like this character, until that moment where I was interested, and I thought this may have more to it than I thought.
Yeah, well, I think I would have thought that like playing as a Templar anyway would give you allowances with the story. Like as you said, you were playing as a bad guy essentially, so you
Yeah.
can kind of play with that.
Yeah, I mean, there's. I'd like to have had a bit. I'd like to see it more. I mean, we will do, obviously. It's interesting. The Templar stuff is the hook here, because essentially this is Black Flag 2, kind of, but with different characters, but not all different characters. I mean, like, I think Hatham Kenway's in it, if I remember correctly.
Oh, okay.
And it's the Templar side of things that are interesting, and there are tweaks to the gameplay, sort of. So you know when you like crouch down and hiding, and you whistle to get someone to come into you.
Yeah.
When you whistle now, it pings out like a circle that pings out from you outwards, so you can sort of see the area that affect.
Okay.
And that's interesting. It's I don't know. At this point, it kind of seems just like more of the same. But if that's fine with you, it's fine with you, you know?
Yeah. Well, like I mean, it's a yearly franchise, and there's 2 of them out this year, and I don't know. Like who?
Something tells me this could actually be the bigger hit, because I just think the Templar angle may
get the attention of a few Assassin's Creed fans.
Yeah, I mean, it just that in itself interests me. I mean, they sent some information like with the game, basically suggests it's the darkest game they've made, and that again interests me. And the fact it's a Templar could lend credence to that. So time will tell. Essentially, Assassin's Creed Rogue is a good game so far. It's more of the same if you like Black Flag, but time will tell on how deep the Templar aspects go. I say that moment when the assassin just jumped on me was fantastic. Like that was so cool. I was like, oh, that's what's been happening. You know, and there are enough iterations upon mechanics that it's not just copy-paste design, not at all.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Adam, for taking the time to speak with me about Assassin's Creed Rogue. And
That's no problem, to be sure.
Fingers crossed that
My name's Patrick Connor.
those voices are placeholder, even though
They're not.
They're not.
They're not. And if that's going to bug the shit, I mean, I can see you boycotting it on principle, but
Almost.
I mean, look, I have heard worse voice acting in games, but
they should have just got Atlas from BioShock to do all of the voices.
yeah, all of them, even the ones that aren't Irish.
Exactly. So yeah, thank you very much, Adam, and thank you, viewer, for watching.
Bye.